Assalamu alaikum and a very good morning to all my dear students. Welcome back to subject English. Today we'll see story writing. Before we move to story writing, I would like to say you that what's important of writing a story. Students, to write story is not only to get a good marks in exam, but when you develop this writing skill in you, you can develop many more things. For example, it develops your abilities, character development, grammar, plot development. Short stories require a lot of writing skill in only a short space. More importantly, though, short stories help you develop your ability to be concise with what you are saying, which is more valuable than anything. Even it keeps you motivated. Coming back to the notion of instant gratification, short stories, especially published short stories, help you with the desire to be heard and valued as a writer. So, it's motivated you, the motivation into the work you are really trying to commit you. So, it develops the habits also. So, students, you can get many things if you learn how to write story. It develops the ability, it keeps you motivated, it develops good habits in you. Now, how to write story, that we learn first. When we write a story, we must remember some important rules. A good story should have the following characteristics. Now students, first we will learn how to write the story, which rules we have to keep in our mind so we can write good story. Now look at the first one. Firstly, ensure that you have clear idea of the plot of the story. Means, while writing story, you must be very clear that what you will write in that story. The topic must be clear for you, characters must be clear, the plot must be clear while writing story. The order of the points given in the outline should be followed. Yes, it's very important because sometimes there is not only given you heading, but outlines also given to you. You must have to follow the order of the points which given in the outlines. You have to take first one according to first outline, first point. You have to make a sentence or one sentence, two sentence, whatever. After the next point which is given in the outline, that only you have to follow. You will not skip any points which is given in the outline. So, you must have to follow the order which is given in the outline. Connect the points given in the outline naturally using your imagination. Yes, it's very important. Connect it naturally and use your imagination. Use your idea. It's not that every time you have to write whatever you know. Sometimes you have to imagine for good things. So your imagination is very important. So while writing story, you can develop your imagination too. Now look at number 4. Make it interesting by introducing dialogue or conversation. So, suppose there is a story of two animals, cat and dog. So, what the cat doing whole day, what the dog doing whole day, it's fine, you are writing this. But you have to make a conversation between cat and dog also. That time don't think that we don't understand their language and how can we write this and that. Make a dialogue between cat and dog so it make your story very interesting. Number 5, the character should seem real. Yes, you have to write the words, you have to write the sentences the way so your character also look very real. That you are talking about the real character though it's your imagination. But you have to feel it with a very good way, with a reality, with a real incident. So it should seem like real. The conclusion of the story should be interesting. A surprise ending makes the story interesting, definitely. Sometimes you also reading storybook or any lesson. That time you are very eager to know that what will happen next, what will happen next, what will happen in the end of the story. So it making the reader very, you can say that you can develop the interest in the reader. So that's why the end of the story make interesting and make a surprise. Do some surprise incident, make some surprise events. So whoever reads your story, they can get interest by reading your story. If you are asked to supply heading or title, you may choose the main character, object or incident of the story. Yes, sometimes only outline given to you and you have to write the title also. So that time choose the character which is given there. Choose any object, anything name or any incident also as a title. Suppose that you are writing a story. I told you that you are writing a story of cat and dog. So that time you can write only the cat and the dog. Or you can write the clever cat. Or you can write the lazy dog. Means according to the story. You can write any title. If any object there, so use that object as a, if the object is very important in the story, so use it as your title. If an incident happened there, so and that incident is very important for the story, so write that incident name as your title of the story. And the last one, to make the story readable and interesting, use idiomatic expressions, adjectives and phrases to describe people, actions, thoughts or words. It's very important. To make your story interesting, you have to use all things which can make your story very interesting and entice the reader to read more and more. So students, by writing story, you have to keep these all rules in your mind. So you can write the story very good way, so the reader who can read your story, they can automatically get interest. Now here I have one story for you. So here I just want to give you the ideas that if there is given outline, so how to connect that outlines with the story and how to write story, how to write title. Now look at here, write a readable story by using the hints given below. Give it a suitable title. Now only these outlines given to you, these hints given to you. So you have to use these hints in your story. While reading these outlines, you can understand the title also. You can understand that what's actually the story. So that time you can choose first your title, then start writing your story. Son falls into bad company. Son falls into bad company means maybe the son has friends. They are not doing good activities. Bad company means the son has a group of friends and that friends are not doing good things. Disobeys his parents. So what happened? Because of bad company, the son also not obeying his parents, lost his interest in studies. And what happened day by day? The son also lose interest in studying. Father decides to bring the son back to the right path. Now obviously, as a father, he decided to back his son back to the study. And he decided to leave this bad company for this son. Means he wants to do something so the son can leave the bad company. Gives him a few apples. Now here, what father doing? He gives him, he means to son, a few apples. Places a rotten apple among the good ones. And after he placed it, he keep one good apple among the rotten apple. Among the good apples, he keep one rotten apple. Rotten apple means which is not good. Bad one. Means you cannot able to eat that apple. After a few days, the good apples also become rotten. It's surprised that only one rotten apple were there, which is not eatable. But after a few days, after some days, all the apples become rotten. Means all are not now eatable. So understand that one rotten apple spoils all the apples. Now look at here. The son also understands that one apple spoils, ruin all the apples. Make other apples also the same like this bad one. Tries to mend his ways. Gets transformed and moral. After he also tried to himself to make good one himself. He changed himself. So this is the outline. I hope students that you understand this outline. Now here what we have seen. One son as a character, father another character, and the whole story based on apple. That one trick done by father to get his son in a right path. He used the apple as an example to give his son. So here these three things are as a main theme. Now what you like to write the title? Look at here. I have written a rotten apple spoils the whole barrel. You can write another heading also. You can write another title also. Now look at how to start your first sentence. Once there was a man whose son fell into bad company. Yes, and remember one thing, that while writing story, the best grammar means best tense you have to use, that is simple past tense. It's very easy to write the story into simple past tense, and almost people are using simple past tense for writing a story. Once there was a man whose son fell into bad company. Now here, what's happening in the present we cannot write. We have to write what happened in the past. And to see about what already done in the past, we have to use simple past tense. So write always a story into simple past tense. Under the influence of his friends, he got into some bad habits. Now here written, once there was a man, one man was there whose son fell into bad company. That son, influenced by some friends, they are involved in a bad habits. He started disobeying his parents. Now what happened? He's sitting every day with that friends. So definitely he also observing that friends, and he like to do whatever that his friends doing whole day. After, he also tried to do the same what his friends done before. So that friend, they are having bad habits. So this boy also learned all the bad habits. And what's the first bad habit? He is obeying. He's not listening his father, his parents, his mother and father, the elders of his home. He would waste his time watching television, with the result that his grades in school came down and he even flunked in one or two subjects. And what happened? He is every day sitting with this bad company, so he also not doing study, not listening what the parents saying, whole day watching television. And what's the effect happen? The effect happen on his study, because whole day he is watching television, so he's not sitting for studying. So he even flunked in one or two subject. Flunked in means fail to read the required standard in examination, in test or other course of studying. For that we have to use flunked in, means he even failed also in one or two subjects. Now if the very clever boy, very good boy fail in studies, so what happened? The parents definitely worried about it. His father grew worried and decided to teach his son a lesson. Now, you have to follow each and every outline. Don't skip any outline of that story. So here the father worried about the son and he decided to teach a lesson to the son. He gave a few apples to his son. He then quietly placed a rotten apple among the good ones. Now look at here, he only given this all good apple to his son. And after quietly, he placed one bad apple among the good ones. After a few days, when the son was about to take out an apple from the basket, he found that all the apples were rotten. He asked his father the reason for this. His father pointed out that he had deliberately placed one rotten apple in the basket. Now the boy already knows that he had kept good apples in a basket, but when he took out one apple from this basket, he was surprised that all the apples were turned into rotten. All the apples become bad. So he asked a reason to the father that why this happened. Before all were very good and eatable. Now you cannot eat these, all become rotten. His father pointed out that he had deliberately placed one rotten apple in the basket. And his father said that I kept deliberately, means willingly, I myself willingly kept one rotten apple in the basket. His son was surprised to see that one rotten apple had spoiled the entire lot. Now this boy got surprised that 10 apples were very good, but only one rotten apple spoiled all other 10 apples. He now understood the reason for his downfall. He thanked his father for making him realize his mistake in his choice of friends. He immediately left their company and was transformed into a new individual. Now this boy understands by this lesson that because of this bad company only, he got bad marks. He did not get good marks in the exam. So he understood this lesson. He understood that this is the reason that he got bad result. So he thanked his father to realize his mistake for the choice of friends. So students, look at here. Here you learn some message also, that which company you are choosing, it's very important. You are sitting with whom is very important. He immediately left the company and was transformed into a new individual. He left this company and He changed himself in a good values. He developed good values in him. So students, look at here. Your story is over. So you have to use each and every outline by writing a story. Now in the end, you have to write the moral of the story. What to learn from the story. What's the moral of the story? A person is known by the company he keeps. Yes, by a company, any person can recognize you that which kind of person you are. So, a person is known by the company he keeps. You can write another moral also. So students, this is about the story writing. You have to use the outlines or hints while writing a story. And you have to develop a story. Now here, I have given you one practice work. I'm explaining you these all points. Just write in your notebook. Even you can copy these rules also, this outline of the story and the rotten apples story also you can write in your CW. After completed that story, you have to copy this practice work and write this story yourself. Use these outlines. Now look at this outline. I can explain you. An old lady becomes blind, calls in a doctor. Now there was one lady, she's old. She calls a doctor, agrees to pay a large fees if cured. And what she said that I want to see everything. I want to cure my eyes and I'm ready to give large fees for it. Doctor comes daily. Now doctors, she is blind. She cannot able to go every day to hospital. So doctor comes daily at her home. Starts stealing one piece of furniture daily. Now what is doctor doing? This lady not able to see anything. So what is doctor doing? Every day this doctor stealing one piece of furniture because he knew or she knew that the lady cannot able to see anything. Delays the cure. And because of this, what he is doing? He is doing delay in her cure. At last cures her. Finally, after some time, he cures his lady. Now she able to watch everything. Demands his fees. And he's saying that because earlier what this lady says, I'm ready to give large amount of fees if you cured me. But here what happened? Demands his fees. Lady refuses to pay. Now earlier this lady said to give large amount of fees if the doctor cured her. But now she refuses. What's the reason behind this? Look at here. Saying cure is not complete. Doctor objects. Lady says sight not restored as she cannot see all her furniture. Now look at students. Actually, the doctor is stealing every day one piece of furniture because this lady cannot able to see anything. Now she cured. She is perfect. But she is denied to give money to this doctor. You know why? Because he's saying that I cannot able to see now also. I'm not cured proper. I'm not cured perfect because I cannot able to see my all furniture. So look at here. It's a very good story. Someone little or someone funny, but it's giving a very good message. So students, write this interesting story yourself. Thank you and have a beautiful day.